As you may recall, a while back we purchased a Nismo version of the R32 Skyline GT-R. We picked up this gem in Japan, so we thought, what better place to send the car for maintenance and a thorough checkup than the Nismo Omori factory? Yep, that's exactly what we did. And we're happy to report that the experts in Omori verified our car as one of the finest examples they've seen in years. All the car needed was fluids and filters changed. Job done, then after a long ferry ride, the car, at long last, arrived in our shop. It's nearly impossible to describe our excitement when we first laid eyes on the car. Bear in mind that this is the first time we viewed the car in person, and it's so mint it's beyond simply amazing. Did we mention that this beauty is low mileage? Less than 7,000 kilometers. Yes, that's right. Less than 7,000 original kilometers. We were extraordinarily fortunate to have found this in a private collection in Japan, as low-mileage unmolested R32 Nismos are vanishingly rare, with total production limited to 500 units. The R32 GT-R was the most technologically advanced car to come out of Japan back in the day, and this Nismo version was made to satisfy the homologation requirements which allowed Godzilla to race in the Group A category. The rest, as they say, is history, as this monster absolutely dominated the racetrack with 29 wins from 29 starts in the JTCC Championship. Needless to say, our motivation to inspect every nook and cranny of this icon is at an all-time high. The dry ice blaster is at the ready to remove every trace of road grime from the undercarriage. Once carefully up on the hoist, our eyes are treated to running gear that's every bit as clean as the exterior. There's just a tiny bit of grime and some dried up patches of mud. The overall condition is exceptional. So now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for the most undramatic dry ice blasting you'll ever see on the internet. After the dry ice blasting is being completed, we spray on some specialized wax to protect the parts from rust and oxidation. I'll just shut up now and let you feast your eyes on what should probably be one of the cleanest R32 GT-R undercarriages in existence. While we're at it, we apply a high heat glass coating onto the brake calipers to protect the finish. This also makes cleaning them much easier. After a thorough wash, just like the calipers, a few layers of glass coating encapsulates and protects the wheel's paint. All the rest of the car is super clean now, so we turn our attention to the body. First, a super soapy wash to get rid of all the surface dirt. With the wheels back on, the car is ready for the next step in the makeover. The paint condition is really a thing of beauty, but we want to make it even better. We're spending 2 full days compounding and polishing all the paintwork, making sure there are 0 swirl marks left on the finish. With a mirror-like shine on the body, we meticulously apply 5 layers of pure glass coating. This will add around 10 microns of rock-hard, glossy glass barrier to wrap and protect each panel of the car. IR heat lamp is used to cure the glass coating. You can see the flawless paintwork in the lamp's reflection. You think we're done? Of course not. The interior is up next as we have a few items to replace. As always, first up is to take them off one by one. You may be questioning the need to touch up the interior of a car that's seen less than 7,000 kilometers, right? Yes, it looks fantastic, but not to our eyes. We can still nitpick a few flaws here and there. Perfection is a relentless quest. First item to replace is the dashboard instrument cluster lens. Nothing particularly wrong with the existing one, but as all petrol heads know, it's a lot nicer when the sun is beaming down in the cabin and your cluster's lens is free of scratches. Are you as OCD as we are? The center console is next. The reason we're changing this is, as you can see, the handbrake shift boot leather has gone all worn and shiny, and the boot only comes complete with the brand new console as a whole. All items assembled, and the whole unit can now be bolted back onto the car. From a distance, yes, the center plastic trim looks decent, but as you zoom in, you can see a lot of little scratches. We've also got a new trim piece for the gauge cluster too. Very easy to get these items to pop into their places. Front ashtray is also brand new. Same story with the shift boot. We just can't stand old, worn, dried up leather, and it's always these little details that make the difference between a half-hearted or a comprehensive, no stone unturned restoration. The whole instrument cluster with its new face can now go back into the dash. Always a pleasure working on Nissans. All the parts are so well designed, making our lives as mechanics much easier. No hidden or hard to reach screw placements, everything just makes good sense. The steering wheel is in good condition for a 32-year-old car. Well, just slight bits of marks here and there that we can spot, so we started to shop around for a new wheel. We were fortunate to find, brand new in the box, this version here. Unfortunately for us, this is the later version with the wider spokes. You can see the difference between the early version, the narrow spokes, and the one we were able to find. We were ready to accept this, but luck was with us a few months later and we managed to find on a Japanese auction site, brand new in the box, narrow spoke wheel. And here's our new wheel. You can see nice new leather, not worn shiny by the hands, and the correct spoke width. The brand new steering wheel for the earlier version R32 cost a fortune, and only the very eagle-eyed GT-R fanatics can see the difference. But again, this is what we're after. Everything has to be original. Every item has to be the period correct part. The shift knob you see here is the one that came with the car, as the previous owner had already changed it to a new item. But this is actually an R33 knob, and again, not the correct R32 part. Blindingly obvious that the grey color and leather grain don't match the R32 shift boot. Yes, once again, thanks to a Japanese auction site, we source a like-new R32 shift knob. The leather has a finer grain, and the surface has a light sheen to it. Put them side by side and there's no mistaking that the R32 original one has a darker tone. It spins on easily, and look at the interior now. Absolutely spotless and immaculate. You think we're done, right? Well, not quite. Remember, when you buy a new car and the salesperson hands over 2 sets of brand new keys, every detail matters, and we want the new owner to experience the same. We bought the keys and sent them to the locksmith to have them cut. Remember we created those Nismo key holders in our 400R video? Yes, we've made 2 more for our R32. Perfect way to carry or store these keys without scratching them. Just like that, our R32 refresh comes to an end. We've seen many rare JDMs that come into our shop, but this one is certainly an eye-popper. Less than 7,000 kilometers done in 32 years. The like-new condition says it all, further emphasizing its low mileage. This rarely comes to market, and we're very glad to have found this gem. Hope you've enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.